Cool. We're live. So I apologize for 2 nights ago. 2 nights ago, I had a blackout at my home, and it took our whole home out. So by the time we were back up and running, it was a bit late. And if y'all remember, before that, we had a GNOME crashed on me, and I'm guessing because I was just toggling light and dark mode a million times while doing all these changes to Emacs and all this fun stuff. So just not a lot of luck on just getting this system stable, but I'm gonna keep at it because I think we got some cool content coming. So we are going to continue working on making an Emacs or a normal hook for when a desktop theme is set. Traditionally, we're talking dark mode and light mode, but it's possible that we just need to adopt different terminology, and just to it'll become more obvious as we write the code, because I think a dark mode light mode always doesn't make sense. I think it's supposed to be more generic, and it's possible, in the future these operating systems will include more than dark and light mode. They will have actual themes again, which they used to have themes back in the Windows XP days. They don't really have that anymore. I guess Linux still has it, KDE still has it, but even GNOME is like pretty primitive on that kind of stuff. Uh, I I'm gonna make a few more improvements in the stream. I increased the music a little bit. I forgot to put that one. So I increased the music loudness by a little bit. I thought it wasn't really heavy enough or loud enough when I was listening to the streams. I also noticed that the scale was a little small. I'm a little torn on that one because I could read it fine on my smartphone if I turned it horizontally, but I do have like the latest iPhone. It has a good resolution, and it's not a big one. I don't like the big smartphones. I think it's one of the smaller ones actually. But just in case somebody is like trying to tune into this and the fonts are too small, I wanted to really address that. So we bumped it up. First time I was streaming at 100%, which is really tiny. I'm talking about desktop scale. Then I got up to 125%, and then I am now at 150%. So we'll try this out. Hopefully that's not like too small for people to read. I'll check this on my smartphone later. There's this balance and dance of like, I want it to be big enough for y'all to read, but I don't want it to be so big I am not enjoying programming. I'm not exactly sure what that looks like. Maybe, for instance, I just only stream Emacs, but that's not going to be helpful because we're working on desktop applications. And sometimes I'm opening up emails, from patch notes and maintainers, and I want you all to see that. So still working this out. Just be patient with me. If you leave comments and saying, hey, the text is too small, that'll help me out. And hopefully we can improve how things are working out. With that said, we will get back at it. One other thing I have to mention is I'm trying to like play like cool indie music I'm getting on Bandcamp, and if you were on the last couple of streams, you probably recall that I got an incredible deal. I got 66 albums for like $6, and I rounded up to like $10 because it was a great deal. What I didn't realize is what I bought is something called Barber Beats. And a lot of Barber Beats is essentially music stolen elsewhere. It's slowed down, and they put a bunch of reverb. They give it really cool album art. I'm a sucker for album art. It's on the screen, even as we're on this broadcast. And then they sell it to you. There are some people who are doing it in an artistic manner, I'm sure, but a lot of them are just doing the bare minimum here, and I don't really want to support that. So I did some more research, and I found some cool new artists that are not Barber Beats people, and I'm going to stay away from Barber Beats people for a bit. Part of why I got into Barber Beats is I really like trip hop, like Portishead and things like that. It's like my favorite programming music. I kind of like more laid back electronica, and with some character though. I don't want just like normal down tempo chill step that doesn't really have any character. I don't want elevator music. So trip hop to me was always like kind of my ideal programming music. But Barber Beats has completely appropriated the sound and steals stuff, and I'm just not really that interested in being involved with that. So I'm not going to be involved with that. What I have done is I found another deal. This one Bandcamp band based out of Hungary called Psychedelic Source Records, right? Psychedelic Source Records. They sold their entire discography for $1. I bought it for 20 because I thought, I want to round up a little bit. And they have a lot of cool stuff. And apparently it's like a rotating cast of musicians. They're based out of Hungary. It's kind of psychedelic rock. I'm not sure how that's going to work for programming music, but it was the best thing I could find that I could buy and play locally and not stream. Maybe I'll just have to give into streaming music, like, from an indie label or something like that. But I really was trying to like buy my music and play it on my computer and things like that. So with that said, here's the album name. I cannot pronounce it. It is linked to in the description, and it's called the band is called Psychedelic Source Records. Pretty cool stuff. You can buy their whole discography for €1, and round up, man. Come on, maybe do 5, 10, 20 bucks, euros if you can afford it. It's a pretty cool outfit, and yeah, I'm actually new to them now too, so I'm gonna be listening to these albums for the first time with y'all. The last two I was also listening to with y'all for the first time. So let's get started with this album I can't pronounce, Psychedelic Source Records. This will be our background music for tonight. Cool. So we want to get back to where we ended up last time, where we're going to be working on improving Emacs ability to have a hook when you change the desktop theme, right? So let's go ahead and get started here. Let's see where we ended up last time. I think we were about to change the hook name from dark mode hook to theme desktop theme change hooked or something along those lines, right? Mode toggle, algorithm mode toggle. So part of what the idea with desktop theme set being renaming that too is I want it to also happen on startup. And the idea of it happening on startup is that you can then set your theme to preferred dark or light theme on startup. You don't want to just wait for the toggle, right? So that's why it's just a set. It's not a toggle, right? Because it might be set. So let's go here. Okay. Why did I call it Emacs dark mode toggle? That's not correct. Oh, okay. I don't know what the heck that was about. One second. I think there might be a Emacs package called Desktop, and I don't know if I want to mess with its namespace. Yeah. And you know what? We could probably figure that out if we... Oops. Yeah, so it can't start with desktop. Let's see, what about theme? Maybe toolkit would be a good word for what we're talking about. Scroll bar toolkit scroll, calendar scroll toolkit scroll. Okay. I'm going to call this toolkit theme set. I think that's a reasonable name for it. Okay. Dark mode. Toolkit theme set functions. Okay, cool. First name is changed here. Oh, you know what? I need to. Okay, well, not when the theme. is set on PGDK or Emacs. Toolkit theme set functions is called, including on Emacs boot. Okay, that's a appropriate description for what's occurring. Okay, so abnormal hook 1 when the system theme setting changes. This hook is called when the system-wide, this hook is called when the system theme is set, including on Emacs boot. Oh, freaking. I did it again. I forgot to remove my save hook. Remember that? Remove hook. Before save hook, white space cleanup. Okay, cool. Let's see. Ah, dang, I already did the damage. Okay, we're gonna have to undo tree visualize, go all the way back. Okay, cool. And then I will save again. I will post my work. Cool. So I had to remove my white space hook because I auto clean white space. That doesn't work on the Emacs C code base. Okay. Abnormal hook run when the system theme is set, including on Emacs boot. Functions on this hook are called with one argument, not nil if dark mode is able, nil if light mode is able. Okay, cool. I think that looks good. It's interesting the news doesn't have that same white space issue, right? Cool. So we place it there. Okay, what do we want to change this one to? WM Emacs toggle dark mode. We'll change it to WM Emacs toggle toolkit theme. Okay. I should have done it in multiple spots. Why is it not doing it here? Well, probably have to... What in the world? WM Emacs toggle dark... Oh, this... I don't remember. I changed that. I probably never finished refactoring the change of that variable name, so it's not the same as before. So that would have caused a bug in the long run. So WM Emacs toggle toolkit theme. I don't know if it should be toggle, huh? Because it might be set. You're right. And some of these do begin with set, although they make set focus, set foreground, something like how one word. I don't know if that's a matter of taste. I think it should be 2 words. So, okay. WM Emacs set toolkit theme. WM Emacs set toolkit theme. Okay, cool. So let me replace that again. Oh, I forgot to, then I can replace this, right? Cool. WM Emacs toggle toolkit theme. Okay, so that's now been updated. I think there's just one more that needs to be updated. And that is now updated. Cool. So the next part is we want this to happen also on boot. So let's look up my previous patch where I implemented this. Let's see where boot happens again. Yeah. Where we set the theme on boot. Set initial dark mode. But it actually update dark mode for all displays. I think that's where already things are, no? Let's see. XG set theme dark mode all displays. Where are we doing this? Okay, we're doing it here, so I think that should just work fine. I wonder if though if this would happen technically before anything actually occurs, like the toolkits wouldn't, the Emacs Lisp code wouldn't be instantiated at this point. So if you have hooks, they're not going to get hit. So we might need to try that out right now. Let's try that out. Okay, we're gonna drop into our Nix develop environment. It has all the stuff we need to compile Emacs. Compiling Emacs. Source. Okay. Oh wait. We should not just get the Emacs queue. We want to init. I don't know where that init is. Oh, probably to brown out, so I don't think I have my init. Let me see. How do I set the custom init on Emacs? So queue, no init. Let's see, debug init. No site file. Init directory. Function. Let's see. You see, I think I asked Claude last time. It's such a rare thing for me to do. Batch, insert, L, name. Let's see. How do I load a Emacs custom init file on boot? Alright, let's see. Load. Okay. And I think if I don't have to do Q if I do that, I can just do L, right? Let's try this out. Oh, nope, it loaded everything else. I don't want that. Okay, let's see. I think that's fine. Okay, so let's look at the file that we loaded. Source test.el. Okay, so every time we toggle, we'll get a message dark mode P. So let's try this out. not working. Oh, it's the wrong name. That's why. Toolkit theme set functions. Okay. Val buffer. All right. Let's try this again. Okay, cool. So that worked. So it works on toggle, it doesn't work on boot. I wonder if that's a good thing. Problem is people are going to want to set their theme whenever it boots, so I don't know what the best way to achieve that is. Because your hooks aren't going to be there on time, right? Your Emacs hooks aren't going to be there that early in the boot, so maybe it doesn't matter that is set. Maybe we should go back to calling it a toggle. That way it only happens when it's toggled. That won't be a good user experience, right? Because people are going to want to have this automatically set. Maybe what we need to do is set a variable. Maybe we just set a variable on boot and people have to check it. Let me ask Claude, how do I set an eLisp variable in Emacs C code? Do a def var. Interesting, there's an X toolkit scroll bars variable that's not dissimilar to how we're thinking about X, toolkit theme. Okay, let's try to have Claude help us out here. This would be a good one for Claude. Create an eLisp variable from Emacs C, and let's call that toolkit theme. I think that's toolkit theme, right? To create an eLisp variable from Emacs C toolkit theme, which is set to the symbol light if the theme is light, or the symbol dark if the theme is dark. Create a list variable Create a list variable from Emacs toolkit theme, which is set to the symbol light if the theme is light, or the symbol dark if the theme is dark. All right, let's go for that. You know, I should stage my previous changes before Claude messes up. Nope, it's fine. Cool. We might go back to toggle for the hook, because the hook will only happen on toggle. It shouldn't happen on boot, nor does a hook on boot make sense before hooks are actually loaded, right? But we'll change that later. Okay. So I think between that hook and the variable, we should have some good infrastructure around doing what you want with your desktop dark mode on Emacs. Should handle most use cases. It's interesting to see Claude working with so many of the changes that we just made now, kind of building off them. It's good that we had set the framework for Claude by kind of making the critical messages and kind of the critical injection points, and then Claude was able to go from there. I do think we're going to want some Windows expert eventually to hop in here and finish this, because I don't even want to do the Windows one, but I figured like should make an attempt at it, and then somebody who actually knows the Windows could take it from here. Okay, the problem is they're not in the Okay. Problem is Claude is not in our Nix environment for building Emacs. You can run that, continue running that script, but ensure you are in the Emacs dev environment for Emacs PGDK. I don't know if it actually did that. I think I'm going to stop Claude here. I think it's going on a wild goose chase. Let's go ahead and take a look at what it's done. We'll make our thoughts. Okay, cool. It creates an object called toolkit theme. Interesting, starts with a V. I'm guessing that's a convention. If defined, have BGDK and define have G settings. That's fine. Set V toolkit theme and the dark mode P gets us some dark mode. I wonder if it can do that at that point in the code. We'll have to ask the maintainers. V toolkit theme equals intern dark mode light. Okay, fair enough. And then def var Lisp. It sets this up in Lisp. V toolkit theme doc. The current cooling either light or dark deflecting. This variable is updated automatically when the system theme changes. Okay, cool. That actually looks pretty good, to be honest. Okay, cool. And then WM Emacs toggle theme. It does V. I think I got to read this function first. I don't think the Windows stuff is going to work because I don't think it only. Oh, X settings only happens with PGK and G settings. So how's this going to happen on Windows, right? We'll have to return to that. I don't think that's going to work. Okay. So for a toggle theme, you go ahead and get that list object, intern, the param, and go dark light. I'm guessing you just set the C variable and that's enough. You set a C variable and that is enough to hook that. That's very interesting. I mean, that's kind of an elegant system, right? Let's see. Toggle toolkit. Why the heck is it toggle toolkit theme? That's not correct. Why did it go backwards? I don't know what it's doing there, but whatever. We'll work on that later. Okay, whatever. I'm going to switch this back to toggle. Toolkit theme toggle functions. Abnormal hook run when the system theme is toggled. Functions on this hook are called with one argument. Okay, that's fine. Oops, we're going to call this toolkit theme set functions to toggle toolkit theme toggle functions. Cool. toolkit theme toggle functions, toolkit theme toggle functions. Okay, I think we're in a good spot, except for the fact I don't know if Windows is going to actually have access to this. Right? We may want to ask Claude to see if they can port that over. Claude, I think you only created... What is it called? I think you only created V toolkit theme for PGK and G setting, but I don't see it instantiated on Windows. Available on all platforms? I don't know if that's correct. It shouldn't be available on all platforms. It should only be available on PGDK and Windows. Okay, I think Claude is just going off in his own world and not exactly doing the right thing right now. Cool. All right. Let's see the changes. I don't think they look good as we were seeing them come in. Okay, so X settings. No. This is not good. W32 files should not call X settings. That file is only for Linux. Additionally, our variables should only be accessible from PGDK and Windows. I don't know. I feel like Claude might be making things worse. But I guess it's moving into the frame C instead of declaring it twice. Maybe that's not the worst idea, right? Don't repeat yourself. Dry. Out of curiosity, I'm just trying to see how my GPU is doing right now. Wow, it's using about a lot of resources to stream. It's kind of interesting, right? Okay, cool. Let's see how it did this. Okay. So in frame C, if define PGDK, if define Windows T, it sets everything up. That's fine. I wonder if a def sim this vague is fine. I'm guessing so. I mean, this, yeah, it should be fine. Okay. That looks good to me. It removes GTK util less object vtoolkit theme. It gets it from elsewhere, right? Gets it from... Okay, well, let's see. Remove vtoolkit theme. X settings, that's fine. It's in frame now, right? Yes, it is. Okay, fine. It removes it from wterm, that's fine. It removes it from wedded functions, that's fine. It adds Lisp. If have PGDK, add that theme. Lisp H and frame C are what has it. GTK util, that's fine. Question is, why did it add this on Lisp H? But then a lot of the stuff here is in frame C. Okay, why is vtoolkit theme in Lisp H, but then actually used in frame C? See what it says. Maybe there's a reason that I don't understand, but it doesn't really make as much sense. Why is vtoolkit theme declared in Lisp.h instead of frame.c? The actual variable is the most relevant C file, frame C. Other C files I need to access include list.h to get the... Interesting. Okay. There's actually a method to the madness here. Okay, let's have Claude fix the issues. Okay, type in the next developer environment and then matrix 16 and fix any compiler errors. Okay. Alright, we'll have Claude kind of run through trying to debug and test this stuff, but it's starting to make sense what Claude is doing here. All right, let it build. It looks like Claude's trying to test this out, and there's some weird parts of having timers in batch mode. Okay, cool. It worked. Let's see what differences Claude made. Oh, nothing, huh? Okay. Let's go ahead and try this out ourselves. Okay, cool. So now if I do this and I do toolkit, toolkit. Interesting. Okay, so I set to dark. And now let's do this on light mode. Awesome. So then if we look up this variable again, it's light. Okay, cool. that really a symbol though? I gotta, looks like a string. Symbol P toolkit theme. It is a symbol. Okay. Wait. Okay, perfect. It is a symbol. Okay. So that looks like it works, and then. And just to double check that the other stuff so it works. Doesn't seem like it's... Oh, you know what? We changed the variable, the abnormal hook name again, right? Should be toolkit theme toggle functions. Eval buffer. Let's try toggling real quick. Doesn't seem like it's working. Oh, it worked. Okay, cool. All right. So we have a hook and we have an initial variable. So we're actually in a good spot. Okay, so I'm gonna unstage these so we can kind of look at them together and then figure out one by one if we actually like what's going. Okay. Set toolkit theme is called we're in dark mode. Result is stored in toolkit theme as either symbol, dark, or light. Okay. So I like that. Cool. So then we have the frame and we have def var toggle functions. Abnormal hook run. I don't think it should be in frame.yl to be honest. Toolkit theme. Abnormal hook run when the system theme is toggle functions. I'm not sure if that looks right to me, to be honest. X settings. If defined. Okay, where's this occurring? Okay, it sets it. I see where it sets it. I wonder though if it shouldn't just do then XG dark mode. I don't know if it should actually be doing it here. XG get system dark mode. Get current system dark mode state. So whenever you get it, is that when you update it? I don't think that's a good... I don't think that makes sense, actually. Yeah, I don't think that makes sense. Not a good division of... Not good separation of concerns, right? Let's look at my patch again. Set initial dark mode, no. Set GTK theme dark mode, no. Update dark mode for all displays. I think that's where I want to put it. Update dark mode for all displays. Okay. Okay, this is already occurring here, so I don't think it should have to occur anywhere else. I could be wrong. let's go back to where we were. Okay, see GTK UTL. So in that file, we go ahead and set the variable dark mode toolkit theme, and then we also call a hook. That looks good to me. I don't know if this X settings one makes a lot of sense. Okay, so we do want toggle tool theme to be a message, that's fine. And then we want that message to update this variable and then also call the toggle function. That seems fine too. And I wonder why Claude would add white space. Okay, so we initial the variable. Why is it initialing the variable here? I guess it makes sense to initialize it at boot, right? I'm guessing this is essentially a boot. I see. See this? W follow system to dark mode. That's fine. I get what's at stake with that. Okay, that looks good to me actually. Okay, so I guess you could have that toolkit theme toggle functions anywhere. I don't know if you should have it anywhere though. Let's see, is this? I don't think you need this one. Because dark mode P we set everywhere else, right? We don't need that here. We don't need it here. We don't need it here. We don't need it here. So I think we can probably get rid of this. Oops. Oh, that was right. Okay, cool. Looks like I added too much stuff there. So then frame C, if PGDK or Windows NT. Toolkit theme. The toolkit theme either symbol light or reflecting the system changes. Okay, that sounds good. Okay, those two actually look good. I'm just wondering if we might need to do defined have PGDK. Let me see. I don't know. I'm not really good at the C processor stuff, so defined have G settings. You needed to have both. Okay. Okay, I think we're in a good spot. Let's see. Let's go ahead and compile.